In order to understand past life, it really is a story that's written in the rocks. This painting I did in the Flinders Ranges in South Australia to try and show something of that process. Eons of sedimentary deposition in marine environments have produced layers of rocks over the years, but the Earth's crust is extraordinarily powerful and it contorts and twists these layers into all sorts of configurations. This I found quite interesting from an artistic point of view, and I chose to illustrate that in a way and express my feelings about this process in a painting of this scale. One of the things that intrigued me about this process of geological time and all the events that occurred was that we often really only get windows into this through the mistakes of nature. And this painting is titled Fault. I thought that the power of this process was so fantastic that I turned my realistic painting into a slightly surreal image by separating a geological fault line in the painting to give people an insight into this fantastic textured surface behind which is this enormous energy that has literally created it. As an artist, my activity is about creativity, but as an illustrator working with scientists, I'm often documenting factual material. But what's fascinating about this is that some of the work that I've been involved with in the realm of science has involved really unusual things, and it's been a real key to me stimulating my imaginative and creative side. These strange organisms are among the first life that we know of this sort of large scale, and interestingly enough, they are just exquisitely beautiful shapes and mathematical shapes. This was quite an interesting surprise to me, so that when I'm working, even in the scientific field, the information and the insights that it gives provides me with a lot of creative energy. In terms of illustration, this piece here is an example of that process in paleontology, where I'm reconstructing unusual organisms, really strange and often large creatures from the past. It's a synthesis of an enormous amount of information, both scientific and visual. The process of doing it, however, can be quite a creative one. Frequently when I exhibit my artwork, particularly my scientific artwork, I really enjoy being able to show, along with the final work, the process that I use to reconstruct these images. And that process involves an enormous amount of drawing and study and sketching. If you can imagine the sorts of notebooks that are famous from artists like Leonardo da Vinci, the drawing component to produce these visual images is substantial, and I often display examples of that process here. During all my time illustrating in biology, one of the things that's constantly been impressed upon me as an artist concerns the idea of patterns. Patterns of form, patterns in anatomy, patterns in biological processes, patterns in geological processes. This painting really explores that idea, multi-levels of layered patterns. My artistic practice has always involved portraiture. It's something that I have been fascinated with all my life. And in combination with a lot of my biological work, which of course deals in intimate detail with anatomy, I really enjoy bringing together that portraiture aspect applied to animals. And in this case, a bird. I am trying to create a powerful sense of the presence of these animals and in a way communicate to people their distinctive differences, their otherness. And this concept of otherness is quite important to me. In this case, a spectacularly large bird, one of the largest that's probably ever existed, must have had a powerful presence.